In this video, I'm going to break down things in basic terms to significantly help your mindset around weight fluctuations and what happens month to month during your cycle. So next time you're met with crazy weight fluctuations when you've been following a fat loss plan and you don't know what's going on, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to feel confident about it. I've helped so many women lose fat and break free from obsessing over the scale so they can feel strong, confident, and in control of their bodies again. During your menstrual cycle, your hormones fluctuate quite drastically. We're going to talk a bit about how to manage cravings, what actually happens in the luteal phase, why is the scale going up when I'm doing everything right, and I'll help you address some of those issues and make it through this time so you have a better mindset around what is actually going on, and next time it happens you can be a lot less stressed throughout this entire process. Firstly, what does it look like? This is a graph from a client of mine who is on a fat loss journey. She has lost significant weight, but as you can see, there are fluctuations up and down, which is extremely normal. No fat loss is going to be linear, and going through the stages of your cycle is going to significantly disrupt this process. So you're going to get a lot more fluctuations than males would. And ultimately, if you have a good mindset around this and know exactly what's going on, you're going to feel confident with the process, and it's going to make your life 10 times easier. In your luteal phase, which comes right before you menstruate, before you get your period, essentially what happens in this phase is a hormone called progesterone elevates in your system, and this can come with a host of side effects. So it essentially signals your body to hold more water. And then on top of this, it is going to slow down digestion, which essentially causes stomach digestion to slow down, which is going to increase bloating and leave you feeling heavy and sluggish. I'm sure you're familiar with this, but that is the reason, just due to elevated progesterone hormone. Now, what this essentially means is you can be doing everything right. I can be following the plan, eating in a calorie deficit, losing fat, but on paper and on the scale, your weight is actually going up. A good example in this graph here is you can see Lydia's weight is coming down and then it spikes back up. This is due to this elevated hormone progesterone, and her body is just retaining more water. So she is really adherent to the plan and to her diet and knows what is happening throughout these phases. So she sticks to the plan and continues to lose fat, despite the graph not showing it. So the water retention in her body is causing the scale to go up, and without panicking, changing too many things, she just continues the plan. And because this phase is short-lived, essentially once you get your period and these hormones flush out your body, then the water retention basically comes back down to normal, causing you to be at a position now where you've continued to lose fat throughout this stage, even though your weight has been going up. And then now post-luteal phase and your period, your weight is actually significantly lower because you did everything right. You didn't get sporadic and think, oh my God, my diet's not working, and change everything up. You just literally stuck to the plan. So what can we do about this? The first and most beneficial thing you can do is simply be aware that this is going to happen. It's just a part of life, and that every month during your luteal phase, you will more than likely retain some water. You'll more than likely feel heavier and a little shittier during this time. But being aware of this and know that everything is normal and that you're not making any mistakes to cause this to occur is pretty important. And the only other thing we can do is accept that this is going to happen, which kind of ties into the first point. But accepting that this is a part of the journey every single month is an important process to not derail, and accept that you're probably going to feel a little heavier and worse throughout this phase. But staying on plan and not changing things during this phase is going to be important, because you can simultaneously lose fat, but your weight can be going up. And we just don't want to disrupt the fat loss process doing anything sporadic during this time. Then we have menstruation. So when you get your period, essentially what happens during this time is your body's metabolism speeds up, and on average throughout everyone, it speeds up to burn roughly 150 more calories per day. So during your period, the reason you're getting so hungry is because your metabolism is better. And on top of this, right before your period in your luteal phase, you get a little bit of a drop in serotonin, essentially causing cravings to be far worse during your period, because you have this drop drop in serotonin and you have this increased in metabolism, your body seeks to refill that serotonin via cravings. So carbohydrates, chocolate, snacks. That's why you feel like you have so many cravings. This, and obviously the increased metabolism. The range is about 100 to 300 calories in metabolism, but the average is around 150. If your goal is fat loss, the question to ask is, what can we do to mitigate cravings and not binge throughout this process? Well, the smart thing would be to increase calories by around 150 calories. This being the average, it's a pretty safe amount that you could increase your calories and still get away with losing fat at a normal rate. For the selection, now, if you're pretty good at not binging and just having little treats to satisfy cravings, what you could do is you could essentially use this extra 150 calories to maybe have a chocolate bar, maybe have some chips, have some kind of snack that you usually crave if you think you could stop yourself. Now, if you're the spiraling binge type, which is extremely common, what I'd recommend is potentially going for a more fibrous meal, or if you have something like pasta, then I would just add the calories to those meals. So have more pasta, or you could make a homemade pizza with protein topping. There's so many different options you could choose. And if you're a binge type person, which like I said is extremely common, then opt for more satiating, high fibrous foods added into your meal plan. If you are really good at controlling your cravings, then it wouldn't be unreasonable to add 150 calories worth of chocolate or chips or something that you enjoy just to satisfy those cravings daily throughout your period, to make the fat loss portion during the worst week of your month, basically just to make it a little easier for you, is definitely the play. Now, if you're struggling with fat loss or you want some help to speed up that fat loss, this video right here explains in 3 simple steps how to achieve a faster rate of fat loss.